and studio heads who have made this one of the biggest Indian film festivals in the world. This year, the festival is working on the very first inclusive filmmaking program, proceedings of the scholarship ceremony.
Well, thank you very much to Me Too, and ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful evening, and I am certainly delighted to be here as Chancellor of La Trobe University, and I think tonight we can truly say that all roads lead to Mumbai, because oh, we got a video on? Is it on? I can't see it. Is it on? It's off? It was meant to be on. You want me or the video? Oh, okay. So it's me again? Do you want me to start again? No, it's okay. I think we can truly say tonight that all roads lead to Mumbai, and I say that because whether it's in film, whether it's in higher education, whether it's in research and development, or whether it's just generally in trade and investment links between Victoria and India and Australia and India, we've had a number of announcements today that really do so much to strengthen those links. And so it is true to say that all roads lead to Mumbai. Amongst our distinguished guests tonight, I know there's a long list of distinguished guests, but I did particularly want to acknowledge the former Premier of Victoria, in fact my successor, Ted Baillieu, who has done an enormous amount over the years to build stronger relations between Australia and India. So I did want to acknowledge that. And of course, I particularly want to acknowledge our special guest tonight, Shahrukh Khan. As you would have seen if the video was on before I spoke, in August last year, at La Trobe University, at our Bandura campus, I had the pleasure of conferring a higher degree, a PhD, honoris causa on Shahrukh. And it was a typical Mumbai day. You know, it was 5 degrees Celsius and hailing. But despite that, there were thousands of people who turned up to show their support for Shahrukh. And I mention that because he made a wonderful speech. And he had a few interjections along the way from people saying, "I love you, Shahrukh, I love you, Shahrukh." He had a few interjections along the way, but he was extraordinarily generous after the ceremony with the literally thousands of people who'd waited outside in what was, even for Melbourne, an extremely cold day. Can I just say to you, Me Too, and to the film festival, La Trobe's been a sponsor of the Indian Film Festival for 10 years, but it actually started when I was Premier, and it started in 2010. It was called Bollywood and Beyond, and Me Too was there for that, and then it's morphed into the Indian Film Festival. And this announcement today, Caroline, and supported, of course, funded by the state government, is a wonderful initiative, which again is going to do so much. And if you want to make the films, there's a fabulous campus out at Bandura. You can film out there. Fabulous campus in Bendigo, fabulous campus in Shepparton. You can shoot right across Victoria if you want to do that. I do want to spend just a couple of minutes tonight, if I can, just highlighting the significance of the announcements that La Trobe University made today. La Trobe's got a long history in India. We go back many, many years. We've got 3,500 Indian students who study at our campuses in Victoria. We teach Hindi. We're I think one of the only few remaining universities in Australia that teach Hindi. We've got the largest collection of South Asian literature of any library in Australia. And way back in 1968, we were visited by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And so we've got this great history. But today I was able to sign an agreement, a partnership agreement, with the IIT Research Academy at Kanpur, and this will enable 40 PhD students to spend a year studying at La Trobe University in Melbourne. And what they'll be studying, it's about the challenges that face big cities in India, big cities in Europe, big cities in Australia. Water, sewerage, technology, security, healthcare. So there'll be no cost to those students. They'll have the year in Australia, and when they complete their PhDs, they'll have a degree from IIT, and they'll have a PhD from La Trobe University as well. So I think that's a wonderful undertaking. I also today signed a memorandum of understanding with Amrita University, so really at both ends of India, so that we can progress research into aged care and particularly rural health and hygiene. And Amrita, as you know, has got living labs right across India. We've got at La Trobe a great department of rural health sciences, and I think again there will be a great partnership there. So we announced that today. So that's all I want to say about La Trobe today. Today we're really here to recognise and celebrate two very special people. Firstly, Shahrukh Khan, and also the recipient of the PhD scholarship in his name. Now, Shahrukh, obviously in this audience, needs no introduction for his film credits, which have built such a long and distinguished career. But this wasn't the main reason why La Trobe University recognised him in awarding him an honorary doctorate last year. We wanted to recognise, to highlight, to celebrate his visionary leadership and the way in which he has used his public profile to advocate for social change, for societal change, especially in his dedication to supporting women who face inequality and often persecution in India. And I remarked after Shahrukh's speech, his inspiring speech last year, that there are many people in careers in industry and film who are successful, but there aren't many who use that success then to leverage public good and betterment for society. But Shahrukh does that. And in doing that, he's an inspiration not just to people in India, but people in Australia and more generally around the world. And it was in recognition of Shahrukh's inspiring humanitarian work that we also announced the Shahrukh Khan La Trobe University PhD Scholarship. And the scholarship aims to inspire future generations of female Indian students to use research in addressing the challenges of our time. We saw this as a life-changing opportunity for an aspiring and talented female researcher from India to make a meaningful impact in the world. And of course, Shahrukh was happy to lend his name to this scholarship. So here's the point. Ask yourself the question whether we were spot on with this. Within 21 days of announcing the scholarship, La Trobe University received 809 applications. 809, the largest application we've ever received for a single scholarship. And I think having Shahrukh Khan's blessing for the scholarship might have had something to do with that, but I also think it highlights the extraordinary depth of talent and ability amongst female researchers here in India. So we were delighted when they selected, we had to put together a panel. They had a pretty tough job, and we were delighted when they selected a project that is of truly global importance and which will have a positive impact on families across the world through improved nutrition and livelihood support. And so it gives me great pleasure tonight to officially announce the recipient of the Shahrukh Khan La Trobe University PhD Scholarship is Gopika Katantha Basi. So well done, Gopika. Now, if I can, just a couple of words about Gopika. She comes from a strong farming heritage, having grown up with parents who are farmers. And Gopika's family and parents are here tonight. In 2019, Gopika's father, Basi, underwent open-heart surgery, and she's been looking after the poultry farm for the past year while he's been recovering. And I'm really pleased that you could be with us tonight, Basi. It's a great honour that you're with us tonight. During her time managing the family farm, Gopika has put her education into practice by recording observations on the impacts of feed, water, disease and climate on livestock behaviour, production and health. Her interest in animal health extends beyond the agriculture sector, as previously Gopika has researched the management of Asian elephants at the famous Elephant Palace in Kerala. Having never travelled outside of India, this scholarship, we think, will be life-changing for Gopika, who is excited about the opportunity to relocate to Melbourne, Australia. She will study with La Trobe's leading experts in agriculture and microbiology. She'll be based at the university's world-class AgriBio research facility, which has immense expertise in food and agriculture. And her research is going to focus on bees, pollinators of 35% of global agricultural land. So if you think about bee populations, if you've been watching any of the television shows on this, you'll know that bee populations are in decline both in India and in fact worldwide. If you've been watching the television about Australia over the last 4 months, you will have seen our terrible bushfires. They've killed billions of bees, and of course the smoke has done great damage to them. So this cause is a really crucial one. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that of the more than 100 crop species that provide 90% of food supplies for 146 countries, 71 of them are bee pollinated primarily by wild bees. Agriculture accounts for almost 1/5 of India's GDP, compared with a global average of just 6%. So the sector also provides livelihoods for more than half of India's population. So bees are important in Australia, they're important around the world, but they're really important here in India. So on behalf of La Trobe University, I want to tonight obviously to personally thank Shahrukh Khan for his involvement in this scholarship and for his agreement to put his name and reputation and standing to it. And I think it's completely true to say that without his vision to support women in research, we would not have this outstanding researcher here with us today, whose research will have, I think, an incredible impact on global food security and nutrition. Now I'm going to invite Gopika to the stage, and I'm going to invite Shahrukh to the stage to formally present her scholarship and the official research lab coat, because you can't do research without a lab coat, and then to say a few words. But please join me on stage.
Actually, easiest would be just to read out the Honorable John Brumby's speech itself again, all over again. I've got. Yeah. But good evening, everyone. Thank you, all the people from the media. First of all, I'll personally thank Meetu for giving me this opportunity. I've known Meetu for years now, and the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne, it's fantastic. I attended it this August, and it was really nice, extremely warm and very, very hospitable. Really nice films, a lot of nice, interesting people I got to meet. And of course, Meetu I've known since years. And as far as the state of Victoria is concerned, and shooting in Melbourne is concerned, I'm first-hand ambassador. I shot a long period of Chak De in Melbourne, and it is there for everyone to see. One of the nicest places to shoot. Apart from the professionalism, I think at a personal level, the people in Melbourne and Victoria, how wonderful they are and how film-friendly they are. And now that we are getting $3 million to go there and so thank you, Caroline, for arranging this benefit there for Indian films, which is, I would just like to mention, just don't include it for big films. Actually, maybe the smaller and medium budget films need it more. And maybe you should extend it to that, so that'd be nice. Thank you, Gunu, for being here. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Meetu. And most of all, the Honorable Mr. John Brumby. When I was there I'm a big believer of education. And I truly believe that the way forward for any country, any family, any city, any state is by educating itself more and more and more. There is never an end to education. I've come to realize the more I know, I figure out, the less I understand. And it's very, very important to keep educating ourselves for the rest of our lives. And I've always believed education in India and elsewhere in the world is the most important step forward for any nation. And then, of course, related to the fact that education of women and empowering women to look after themselves, to look after their families. And I really always believe that women are extremely and much more conscientious than us men. And if you are able to empower them with education, the world goes even further forward. So thank you, Mr. Brumby, the Honorable Mr. Brumby, for allowing me to be there. For me, the big honor, and halfway through the speech of Mr. Brumby, the eloquent with which he was talking about me and introducing me, halfway through it felt so much more that I thought it wasn't about me. They're not giving me the honor anymore. They're talking about somebody else. So thank you. And I really want to say that I've been to universities all around the world, and just at the physical part of it, I think it's an extremely beautiful state. And Gopika, you're going to be very, very happy going and studying there. It's such a beautiful campus. It's such a large campus. And beyond that, I know it was put up for me. Maybe a permanent structure can be put for having live concerts of Shahrukh Khan whenever you call. So we had a great time there. And I'm really, really grateful to this whole team of people who are here. Some of the names that I may not have mentioned from Australia. But all of them were extremely kind to me. It's not about the film work. It goes beyond that. That somewhere a fantastic university or an institution like La Trobe decides to take out its time, set up a panel of people who will give an opportunity to an Indian student to come down and further their education. I won't say any more because the evening's not about us, any of us actually who've spoken. The evening really is about Gopika and her family. She's been doing research. I may not say the right thing, but her research is about, broadly put, about elephants. Here in India, am I right, or in Asia? Yeah. And now she's shifting over to bees. Which is such a, I don't try to even understand what she's doing. She is doing a PhD, is what is very, very important. And I wish you the best, and I hope people get this opportunity. Your families here, I wish them the best. Thank you very much for educating your child so much. And hopefully this opportunity will make you even prouder than you already are about your young daughter. And inshallah, you should go there, study there for 4 years. I'm made to understand, do your PhD from elephants to the bees. And then, do whatever you do and make make world a better place to live in. And I'm sure, inshallah, you will do it. So thank you, Gopika, for studying hard, making your parents proud. And it's an honor for me to lend my name or be attached to the scholarship. So thank you. But I think the biggest honor is that you're the first recipient, and we are thankful to you that you're studying so hard and made this possible. So God bless you all for being here. Thank you, everybody from the university, from Melbourne, from Victoria, from Australia. Thank you all the people who've helped me to achieve this. Extremely nice, genuinely. I mean, it's way beyond, though your festival is wonderful, but I think this is way beyond festivities and happiness and cinema. So thank you for doing this, and God bless you all, and thank you for involving me in this. Thank you very much.
And now, may I just thank all of you for being here today. And before we conclude, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome.